Welcome back to Rich Talks. I'm Mitch.
I'm Rob.
Today we're talking about dopamine, the old dreaded dopamine. My God, society, aren't we overdosed on dopamine? I mean, social media. Well, Rob, explain why dopamine is a problem for society, please, because fucking hell, it is a major problem. It's probably the biggest problem we're facing because the average attention span of a human being nowadays is like that of a goldfish. It's concerning.
The biggest problem is that people are getting it for free and not working for dopamine.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is if you can sit and scroll for half an hour or you can go and work out for half an hour. We had this conversation. And one you're working for your dopamine and the other one you're getting for free. And the one you're getting for free is short-lived.
Yeah.
And the one that you're working for is long-term benefits. Pretty much. If you sum it up, dopamine, what even is it? Dopamine is that feel-good effect. It's that feel-good hormone, that chemical reaction that you get from doing something. So even when you're doom scrolling, you'll get some sort of dopamine release in the body where you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
You're seeing different things, it's different stimulus, and you're reacting, responding to different things. You might laugh from certain videos, and it feels good. It does feel good. Who doesn't doom scroll every now and then? But if you get yourself sucked into it, it comes at a cost, and the cost is your overall health and your overall mental well-being, your physical health. Whereas if you go and work out for half an hour, you have that social interactions, which again we'll expand on all of this. But in the short term is that you exercise over doom scrolling. You only benefit if you've got half an hour to do something. Choose the exercise.
This is absolute facts, and it's like any form of exercise that is going to release dopamine, whatever, or maybe not golf. Golf doesn't count as a sport. If you're going to fucking find whatever's going to keep you fit, and just do that. Because I'm not being funny. Unless you're taking a shit, or it's 8 o'clock and you're laying in bed, mate, I'd just try and stay off Instagram as much as you can. I know it's addictive. People message you shit like that, especially if you've got I know it's probably harder for people, for example, where we're both PTs, a client might message us on Instagram and I'm like, have to respond on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, well, we're on Instagram, but
you choose the platform that they prefer. But yeah, like you say, you have to go through the homepage in order to get to the message. So as soon as something comes up and the algorithm is good, the algorithm is too good because it's going to give you that first video often is something enticing.
Yeah.
So whoever you're following, whatever you like to normally see pops up first.
Yeah, man.
And that is an instant dopamine hit. It's the instant gratification or delayed gratification. But this is instant, so you're going to carry on doing it. You might then forget what you were doing. So my question to you then is, have we lost the ability to enjoy boredom whilst we're not doing anything? Have we lost that ability to just sit with ourselves?
Yeah, simply because the amount of people we say the amount of people we come across as well, because me and Rob have just come from a job where we have to speak to fucking hundreds of people on a daily basis. So we would know this better than anyone. The attention span or the ability to sit in silence with somebody is just non-existent nowadays. Like if I said to you, Rob, let's just sit in a room for 10 minutes and shut up, we could probably do that. Now, if you put someone who's average into the exact same scenario, they're like, oh my God, how did you do? Like, they're all skitty and stuff. I don't think we can be bored anymore. I don't think humans have the capability, because again, if you have a second of boredom, pull out Instagram, pull out, Snapchat, pull out Twitter, it's just, I don't think today's society is the case. I'm not sure if you have the same experience.
Well, it goes back to how you are with yourself, how you are as a person, and whether you like your own company. Yeah. That is a big factor, I believe, in whether you would just sit by yourself in the first place. Mm-hmm. The decision to sit by yourself with nothing around you would be determined on whether you like yourself. Because if you don't like your own company, you're always looking for someone else's company, or you're always looking for a way not to have the internal dialogue that you have with yourself. The doom scrolling is an avoidance tactic, often, because you don't want to sit there and think, what is my life? Where am I going with life? Can we just fucking pass time? Because you can. Half an hour, 2 hours go past, you're like, fuck me, what have I been doing? I've gone through hundreds of videos.
Yeah.
And that is so unhealthy for people, and the best way to get rid of that is to just allow yourself a bit of time away and sit with yourself and have your own thoughts. This is why I like going for a walk. It doesn't have to be intense exercise. You don't have to like going for a run. You don't have to go and do a massive HIIT class, or you can just go for a walk in the woods, get a bit of sunshine, and know that without the phones, take your watch off, take all electronics off, and see what it does for you. Because you're not looking, oh, what's the time?
I tell you,
I've got to get back.
That is, we're not talking about that enough. That is as guilty, I think, for modern day dopamine addiction as a phone, because everyone's like now, it's like you can't just listen to your body anymore. It's like you can't, like if you're sweating, you're working, and you feel your heart pounding, you are having a good workout. However, if your watch or your belt that you are wearing is saying the opposite, how the fuck? Like, listen to your actual body, like the actual body you're living in, and then you might find out whether or not you're having a fucking good workout.
You've got to use this as a marker. It's a measurement tool. You know, you can't just measure a wall through eyesight. You have to get a tape measure, so you get it's a bit of accuracy. So that's what I now use. I've been guilty of looking at this and going and adjusting what I'm doing just because of what this says.
Yeah.
Or I've looked at stats and I've become overindulged with what it's telling me. What's this mean? You know, I'm trying to find out. Whereas now I just use it as a measurement for the intensity of my training.
Yeah.
Right. So, and
I'm a drip. Sorry.
What it does for me is gives me a little bit more details and data for how I'm recovering as well.
Yeah.
And it's great if I use it for PTs as well, stopwatch, timers and things like that. But I also get to check my resting heart rate. And again, that is for my recovery.
The resting heart rate is, if there's anything that I do have a component and a soft spot for the watches for, is it has a pretty accurate reading of what your resting heart rate will be. It will be within 3-4 beats per minute either side. But that's or
just delayed because it's here and you've got to travel all the way to here. Yeah. It might just be delayed so it'll be accurate, but it might not be when you're looking at it. So what I'm looking at now, I might have a quick spike as I brought my arm round and it spikes my heart rate, but I'm only just seeing it now.
Yeah.
15 seconds later, once I've looked at it, and not instantly as I've looked at it. Well, that's why I wear the chest strap when I'm exercising, and it relays back to my watch, but it's now instant because it's reading straight from the heart. But that, again, you don't be over obsessive about the things that you have, electronics that you have. Use them as a tool. No. It's the same with the phone. Use it as a tool. And going back to when we
we got off on a tangent. Sorry.
We have, but it goes a full circle.
Yeah, it does.
So when we've got Instagram and we're using it to message our clients, well, let's only go on there to message your client and then come back off.
Yeah.
Tell yourself, before I open this app, I know things are going to come up. I'm not allowing myself to scroll first and go straight on the app, messaging, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's one way you can get.
Yeah, that's a good way of avoiding the Instagram tactic. But in order to actually begin to have a societal reset, I think an actionable step we can give everyone right now is put your phone down, sit in silence for 5 minutes. Like, you can have a clock. It could be a TikTok clock. All right, and go tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Just sit there for 5 minutes, yeah? Do nothing. And you will think that's not being productive, but for your mental well-being, I assure you, just 5 minutes taken out of your day to breathe, believe, and shut the fuck up would be a really, really good tool. You'd agree with me on that? Just tell everyone, if everyone could just shut the fuck up, 5 minutes, and you'll guarantee you'll be better off. But in terms of other aspects of dopamine now, obviously we've got things like fucking junk food. Like, I'm not being funny. If you eat a big fat McDonald's, you're going to feel way more like, oh, you've got that dopamine spike, as opposed to if you've eaten broccoli and eggs, for example. So another way of resetting your dopamine levels would be almost to reset your diet. There's a couple of baseline figures I'd give you in terms of diet. You probably disagree with me on this. Hit your protein because you need to recover, especially if you're exercising.
No, I think you hit your proteins, right? It just doesn't matter where you get your protein.
Yeah, not like a lot of people will overshoot that, a gram per pound. No, I'd say 0.6 grams per pound is more than okay. So if you weighed 200 pounds, for example, and you got 120 grams of protein, you're absolutely fine. You're golden. 5 a day. I think it's probably more like 7. More the merrier. Get in more the merrier. Get your bananas, get your fruits, get your fucking apples, get your broccoli, get your kale, get everything. And diet, yeah. Rob, I know you're a vegan, so we're not gonna go into anything diet wise.
Well, we can, because protein is protein, right? You can still hit your protein by going to McDonald's.
Right? Oh, you wouldn't know.
No, listen, you can.
Yeah.
But what it does, it comes with other things. Yeah. So you still, protein is protein. It doesn't matter where you get it from. As long as you hit your amino acid profile, it doesn't matter. Because it is just the thing. Yeah. Protein is a thing. And what it does is it comes with all the other negatives or side effects that you're getting from the foods that you're eating. So if you aim for 80-20 rule, 80% whole foods, plant-based, or not plant-based, whole food, that's what the whole foods diet, I aim for plant-based. If you aim for whole foods diet and have 20% of flexibility, you're gonna enjoy most of the foods that you eat. Yeah. Because you still get your sweet treats every now and then, but you're going to hit all the dopamine markers. You're going to have that healthy, balanced fuel.
Yes.
That your body needs to function properly to set you up to doing all the other small things that you can do. So another thing that we can do is small lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
And cold showers.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What the first one is getting a bit of sunlight. We all know what it feels like when summer's coming around, spring's coming around, and you get that first hit of light. We're getting it now, really. At the moment, in the last week, we've had that, a little bit of warmth come from the sun now, and everyone's just perks up. Everyone does.
Yeah, well, I don't know why the whole of the UK gets a massive boner whenever the fucking...
Yeah, but seasonal depression. Seasonal depression is a real thing. So when it is winter, everyone's mindset dips. Everyone's so as soon as they're coming out the other side in spring, it's a time for the boom. Everyone's more enthusiastic about things. I'm sure productivity is higher. I'm sure it goes up higher. And so you could argue all those things because now you get the dopamine release, you get that feel good effect. So that's one aspect. So get your sunlight. 30 minutes of sunlight.
Can we touch on sleep as well for this?
Because we'll come to that.
Yeah.
See, I do think cold exposure is good because one, it's a battle. This is not your CEO morning routine where you've got to get up at 4:00, do yoga, do a workout, do reading,
and then work.
Yeah, and then work. It's not one of those. It's every now and then where you're feeling like you've let things go. You're low on self-motivation, you've lost the control of your doom scrolling. Go and do one thing to challenge yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's an opposite to getting sunlight. Everyone likes going and getting a little bit of sunlight. There's nothing hard about doing it, stepping out into the sun. Nothing hard. That's an easy way to get dopamine in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. So that is healthy. Even though it's easy, doesn't mean it's now you're getting it for free. You're still having to work for your dopamine by going outside and absorbing the sunlight. But when you go in the cold exposure, one, it has different effects on the body. Great for recovery. So if you've done a hard session,
I can agree with you on that.
Cold exposure is good for the body. And if you're a male, it will increase your testosterone and it will last longer throughout the day. So small hits of dopamine, you'll have spikes of dopamine, but they're not long lasting. Whereas you go and have a bit of sunlight and a cold shower in your day, it will last a lot longer than any doom scrolling that you will do for the whole week.
I think a sweaty workout in particular,
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, not golf, but
you really don't like golf.
I fucking just hate golf, man. It's just so shit. Do you know when you sweat, there is actually the endorphins you get from sweating. It's just, if you really want a high spike in dopamine, like an actual measurable, achievable, productive dopamine spike, go and smash
the heart rate.
Get your heart rate high. Go and smash yourself for an hour doing some cardio, and I think you'll be far, 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 far more better off in terms of dopamine than a cold shower. But hey,
then that takes you on. So if you've done that, if you woke up in the morning and say you've had your cold shower first, or you haven't, you've got your a bit of sunlight, right? Yeah. So it's not hard. Take the dog for a walk, get a bit of the sunlight. Yeah. Morning sun is equally as effective as the midday sun. Midday sun, you're going to get a bit more warmth, but the morning sun is still going to get that sunlight exposure, vitamin D. You're still going to get that dopamine, and you're going to do something which is quite nice before you have to go throughout your day. And then you're more productive before you start, because if you sit inside on the toilet, sitting on and be like, oh fuck, I've got to log on now, You haven't gone and got the healthy side of
Doom
dopamine.
scroll.
You've got your instant dopamine effect. Again, not long lasting. So you're going to get round to about 10 o'clock, only an hour into your work and think, fucking bored of this.
Yep.
And you've got to lose sight of what you're doing. Whereas in the morning, get your sunlight, you're going to be a bit more productive, and it's going to take you into the middle of the day. It's going to take you a bit longer than the doom scrolling would. And then go and get your sweaty workout, right?
Yes.
You can have your cold shower. That's going to see you throughout the rest of the day. Then you have your nice meals, so your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, good healthy foods, whole foods. And then you've earned your sleep. You've earned your sleep because you know you've done all the things that you should have done. It's not hard to do those things. This is not like
we're not talking miracles here, no.
Impossible tasks. These are just normal things that we know we should be doing, but if we actually implemented, we'd feel a lot fucking better for it.
I do think all of this is wiped out if you get 4 hours sleep, though. Like, you are going to feel like shit no matter what happens if you don't sleep adequately. Like, I say to people, I think the biggest component of fitness is sleeping.
It's not just doing all those things for one day. It's about continuously doing it and know, because your sleep will get better if you're doing all those things.
No, but and this is why. No, but I say it's so important because I'm like, right, okay, you can do all this and still be useless if you get 4 hours sleep. However, if you get 7.5 hours sleep, you're going to feel tangibly better about mood, everything. Like, your dopamine receptors are going to be far more receptive if you sleep adequately. And I'm a big component of sleep anyway, just it's fine. One thing that does curious me about the dopamine debate, though, is, again, some people get like this mad dopamine spike from chasing goals, but some people just can't do shit.
That's me.
Like, some people just stop doing stuff, and I'm just like,
I have to have a goal to aim for, and it creates that drive, and then you're constantly getting dopamine hits when you're seeing small wins. And now I've learned to really appreciate the small wins rather than getting towards that big goal. Again, I'll touch on how I felt after I completed my Ironman. I trained for over a year, right? So a year and a half to go for one goal. In your mind, I had this one goal to achieve, and a year and a half work, everything I was doing day in, day out, even around my work, I was thinking, how can I prioritize what I'm doing to be better at this one goal of completing the Ironman, right? So when you've thought about that for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and then 6 months as well on top of that, well, that will eat into you. That becomes your feeling, your aura and how you are. But then once you complete that goal, if it doesn't meet up to your expectations, it can do you a whole world of, I'm good.
But you're also starting to see the benefits of the Ironman now, in the sense that, like, Rob is genuinely, and I don't say this lightly, Rob is genuinely one of the fittest human beings on the planet. No, because you're going to say you're not. But
for someone that's a hobbyist.
Are you the top 100,000 fittest people alive?
No.
I'd put money you are.
No,
I'd put money you
hold me
on
a pedestal. So
no, but I'd say you absolutely are. In terms of
top 1%.
If I said to somebody, to the average, not even the average person, if I compared you to most elite athletes and told them, well, if you want a balanced amount of fitness, we're going to say High Rocks, yeah? It's got
High Rocks, CrossFit, maybe.
It's got everything in it, in terms of, it's got cardiovascular endurance, it's got muscular endurance, it's got everything you want for an overall fit, healthy body. I think if I put Eliud Kipchoge in a High Rocks competition and you in a High Rocks competition, you'd smash him out of the water. I think if you put, 4 in a High Rocks competition, you'd smash him. Because if you put, the only people who I think is comparable is like combat sport people, but I think your cardiovascular is just so much higher than theirs that you do. I don't think there's many people on
Earth. I don't think like that.
Okay,
so I would consider myself fit, but then you have to ask yourself, well, who's your who are you going up against? So if I'm running, if I'm running against everyone at Park Run, at the local park
you're
run,
gonna whip them.
Well, I finished in the top 5 in a local park run, and I have, So
you're so humble, man.
But if I go to an elite park run where all the top people is, I don't even finish in out of 100 people, I probably finish in the last 90.
I mean, but let's give yourself some compliments in, man.
Yeah, but there is compliments in that. So what I'm saying is comparisons are killer. And I don't like the comparisons of, am I this? Because it's always going to be someone better than you. And so there's never a thought in my mind where I like to put myself at the top, because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Okay. So in terms of people to have a better relationship with dopamine, what would you say are 3 actionable steps that you could give to the audience who are watching now to make their relationship with dopamine better?
Perfect. So the first one, to have that reset, have that detox from your phone, put your phone away, go on a holiday, and just think about not touching the phone. Whether you're going to a luxury hotel and it's by a beach, leave the phone in the hotel. There's nothing going to happen if you could see the hotel from the beach. Just leave it there, enjoy your surroundings, have a little bit of a reset that way. Or equally, go and hike a mountain. You can have your phone in your backpack for emergencies, but just don't go doom scrolling. Don't worry about taking photos. Or take an old camera.
Take an old
Polaroid
cameras, cha-ching.
And yeah, I'd say number 2 is spend some time with friends and family. Socialising is a massive one, and it doesn't have to be a big event. Just go for a bike ride, go down to the beach, throw some pebbles, skim some stones, and have a little bit of healthy competition.
Race a dog.
Yeah.
Race a dog. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
And then 3 is get a bit of healthy habits, and I'm going to combine this 3 into 3, and it's bit of healthy food, good sleep, and a good bit of exercise. And
hydration?
Yeah, that can come in with being a bit healthier in terms of food, nutrition. So I think nutrition, hydration as one, sleep as another one, and exercise. If you can hit those across the week and have like 80% of your week hitting all those 3 and 20% of a little bit of flexibility, that is your 3rd actionable step.
Do you know what? For the first time in a long time, I agree with you. I actually don't think I could have come up with a better 3. The one side of me is wanting to argue.
And cold showers.
Oh, no. One part of me just wanted to argue and find something wrong with that, but I can't. They're actually probably the 3 best steps you can take to have a better relationship with dopamine. So, everybody, this has been our episode on dopamine. We want 50 subscribers by the time episode 20 comes up. So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please like, please comment on the video. You'll love it. Okay, please. I've been Mitch.
I've been Rob.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.